Good morning, YouTube. I want to first ask you all to pray for the people in Houston and Louisiana and Dallas, or in all the people who were affected by the tornadoes last night. Didn't hit us, it just rained a lot. Well, it's about noon here, and I need to get something to eat. So I'm going to show you what survived out here from our winter spurt, and we'll go from there. It's about 70 degrees out here right now. You'd never know it was in the 30s last night. Talk to you in a minute. So I'm a messy gardener, but things come up anyway. So these are my mustards that I planted. I need to weed, but I just haven't gotten around to it. They're doing really good. They had died all the way back, and they came back. They came back with a vengeance. That's kohlrabi, I believe, or beet. I think it's kohlrabi because I only planted mustards and kohlrabi out here. So they're coming back, and here's some more mustards in my pail. But this is what I came out here for. This was my habanero, poor thing. I hope it comes back. It's still green. It's still possible. There's still a couple of leaves on there. So here's my kale. I had several kale out here, and this one was the one that survived. I have some in the house, but this one, look at that water. See? That's pretty. This one was the one that survived, so I'm going to get a couple of leaves off of here and prepare my lunch. And this is what I don't like. You see this? This is a snail. Little itty bitty snail. You see it? Let's see if it focuses. And they're eating my kale. I don't like bugs. I know we need them, but I do not like bugs. They're robbing me. They are robbing me. See you in a sec. Well, I've heated my cast iron skillet, or cast iron pan, frying pan. I'm calling it a skillet. That's what we called it when we were kids. And I am going to put some bacon in there. There is another thing that I need to teach you all, but this will be on another video. You can make your own bacon from pork belly, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper with pork belly, but it's even cheaper if you use the pork butt or the pork shoulder. I'll show you how to do that. So I just want to use one piece of bacon because I don't have a lot of kale. I just picked a little bit. And I'm gonna fry that. Roll my bacon back up in wax paper. Put it back in my refrigerator. Turn this down to about 5 so it doesn't burn. But what I want to do is render the fat from the bacon. If you cook it too quick, you won't get enough fat. But if you cook it on a medium heat, all of the fat will start coming out and they'll coat the pan. I have my kale here, and I'm going to pick it apart. I've already washed it once, but I still have it in water just in case I miss something, and I'm picking it apart. So the reason why I do this is I prefer doing this in bite sizes. I think it's more natural. Gives a better presentation than to have it shredded. Don't mind me. I got hands of a cook. Flipping my bacon over. And I'm picking this apart. You see that? It's the bite-sized pieces. And if I see something that looked like somebody ate it, I'll take that and put it to the side. I do not want that. I don't want to eat after a slug or whatever that was out there. I mean, a snail. So we're picking it apart. Let me get some tongs. That's starting to come out of this bacon. I'm just using it for its flavor and for its oil. Turn it up a little bit. It's doing it a little bit too slow for me. Okay, that's one. Look at the kale, because even from the store, you can have bugs in there. Be careful. And dirt. I don't know which one's worse, but wash it. I just washed it in the sink, and I still have it sitting in water. Watch your bacon also, make sure it doesn't burn. Burn bacon does not taste good. What we're going to do is we're going to saute this. We're not going to put any salt in there because there's salt in that bacon. Bacon is made from curing it in #1 salt. Some people also put, turn this down, it's smoking too much. So you can use #1 curing salt, maple syrup. Some people put sugar, pepper. There's a whole bunch of recipes out there. But bacon is not hard to do. You just put the salt on there, the curing salt on there, and the brown sugar or the honey, and not the honey, the maple syrup or the pepper in there. And you put it in the refrigerator for 7 days. You flip it over every day. Every day you flip it over. And on day 7, you take it out to the smoker and you smoke it. So just everything takes time. Maybe that's why it's so expensive, because bacon takes time to make. I don't know why it's $9 a pack, but you know, if you have time, and we all have time somewhere. Or you have somebody who's retired who can do it for you, who you know, that they're, and they like to smoke stuff. You can cure your own bacon and give it to them to smoke. Cure enough bacon for them, and I'm sure they'll smoke it for you, especially if they have wood available. Wood is all around us here in Texas. Not hard to get. And things smoke better with wet wood. I soak my wood for at least an hour before I smoke it, so I get some more smoke out of it. I don't know if that's right, but it works for me. Okay, I'm down to my last piece of kale. And my bacon is almost done. I don't care if it's crispy. Well, bacon is already basically smoked and cooked when you get it, but I want it to be crispy. Let me get a little plate so I can take it out. This one is done. Let me give this one a little bit more time. Take my scraps, put it in a bowl. I'm gonna throw it back out in the garden. If you have a butcher near you, you could also ask them for the pork belly, or that's the part of the belly. It's the under part right here that you're eating. That's mainly made up of bacon. But as I said, you can use the pork shoulder or the pork butt. Cut it, butterfly it, and make it out of bacon. You don't want your bacon to be any more than an inch, inch and a half. So that's why you would butterfly it. Another thing, if you don't like pork, you can make beef bacon out of, and it's called the beef navel. Not the brisket, but the navel. And you'd have to ask them for it. Sometimes I think they sell us the navel and sell it off as brisket. I really do, because some of those briskets are pretty thin. So I have my oil here. Let you see it. I rendered all the fat. That's what we call it when we put stuff on the frying pan and get a bunch of fat off of it. It's called rendering the fat. And we use it in, chefs use that a lot. I told you that our body can digest animal fat, but what it can't digest is that fake stuff, that vegetable oil. So we're frying up our kale. I'm gonna turn this down. I don't want it to be crispy. I want it to just be fried. Get some black pepper. Wrong cabinet. Wrong cabinet. No salt. Bacon is full of salt. I'm gonna have a disaster here. I have so many things in this cabinet. A cough syrup is coming out. So I am going to get some pepper, put it in the palm of my hand. Use about that much. That's about a tablespoon. You can use less if you want. I like hot food. I'm going to keep on moving this around. This is going to trickle down to nothing. Turn that off. I think I'm going to put a little bit of water in here. Don't want my not cabbage. I don't want my kale too crispy. I don't want it crispy at all. I want it to be sauteed. Give it a little bit of moisture. Get it cooked down. I usually use my scissors for this. I'm going to take my kitchen scissors and cut this bacon up and put it back in there. You can put as much or as little bacon as possible. If you don't like bacon, you can do this with salt, pepper, and use olive oil. You're just sauteing the kale. I'm cutting up my bacon and putting it in there. This is actually a keto dish, but with keto, you know, you still have to count your calories. You just don't eat everything. It might count as dirty keto. I don't know, but it's keto. Put a little bit of water in there, just a drizzle. I want to make sure that my kale is cooked. I don't like raw kale. The reason why I cook in cast iron is because it continues to cook even after you turn the flame off. It always cooks. I'm going to do a little taste test, see if this kale is done. Let me see. I don't want it, I want it al dente, like it's pasta or something. Let me see if this is done. If the stems and everything's done. A little bit longer. When you see this little bit of kale I got from them leaves, you're going to be mad. But you know what? This is enough. When you want to do a quick lunch, if you have a oven at your job, because we used to have one, you can do this real quick. Everybody's going to come to the lunchroom because bacon calls people for some reason. But this is what it looks like. I'm going to take it off the stove. And I'll be right back. And here we are. Fried kale with bacon for lunch. Keto friendly, no sugar or extra salt was added. The bacon has its own salt. All I added was pepper. After the bacon grease to render the fat for the bacon, 1 slice of bacon, and I got some tomatoes. You all take care. This is Jamerica. Please like and subscribe. See you all in the next one. Bye.